are live here at Old City Hall where the Moors have returned. Sir, do you have anything to say about this matter?
Yeah. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
Yep. Sir, what do you have to say?
I just want to put it on the record. I'm not ready.
Yeah, what he said.
Moor's life matters.
More lives matter. It seems like black lives don't matter. More lives matter. Shot in the back, running or choked out to death on the corners. Mistake this taser for his sidearm, says the coroner. To the yellow journalist that won awards for writing facts, for worldwide web press stories, always calling them black. Civil rights violated, here comes C1-7 and CIA and FBI agent, brethren felons with what Big Brother once heard. Most Moors are nerds and study more than if I'm on the road, no biting curbs. No threats of nooses or fighting for survival. Making Moors martyrs won't happen, calling us captain rival. Inquisitionists, governors and secretaries of state got stateless on their tables like ribeye steak with no care, blood dripping. They eat blacks rare, foreigners wearing 6-point badges, pretending they're heirs to the vastness of state Muguri Balaksa. Stateless blood flow past a horse's brow, I swear it's agua. Demons thirst quench, stealing pioneers and organs. Psychiatry, death industry, to start selling black orphans and half-closed coffins, cause legs are missing, killing stateless people, cancer won't even see remission. More lives matter, but it seems like black lives don't matter. More lives matter, cause it seems like black lives don't matter. More lives matter, cause it seems like black lives don't matter. More lives matter, cause it seems like black lives don't matter.
System, what system? Not gonna make myself no victim. Run down and kick them up, educate oneself and flip them. All of their titles or nationality strips them. Must grip reality in order to really grip them in this third dimensional illusion. Organized chaos, confusion, stealing your attention, mental intrusion. Universal laws, declaration of the ancients. I self-law and master, from the rooftops to the basements, hoop deep to the spaceship. Ever since all creations, celestial foundations, ocean floor to the ranges, to the mountain tip, to the cosmic infinite. Basically we are way above the shit. In other words, get in tune with spirit. Take a breath and accept mental polarity, gender rhythm, correspondence, vibration, cause and effect.
More lives matter, but it seems like black lives don't matter. More lives matter, cause it seems like black lives don't matter. More lives matter, but it seems like black lives don't matter. More lives matter, cause it seems like black lives don't matter.
More lives matter, cause I sing it no sound off. It gets defective when rejected, pull your mask off. Get my perspective on the record to replay. All the news that on replay till they wanna cast off. Bury them, on to the next one. Enough of them are gun it down. Youths them a cast cross. Can't believe a Tubby that. Can't believe a Taj Pass. Trayvon, Michael Brown died for us to find cause. The afterlife visited the class wrong. Who they really wanna see with the crown on high and the garbs on free? I am free and you're no business but your land or your country to seek your inalienable rights. The insatiable delight of knowing thyself and bringing all injustice to light. For the fight, it's your plight, make your sight for the bright. I'm the mic in the night, foresight for you to realize that, huh?
More lives matter, cause it seems like black lives don't matter. More lives matter, cause it seems like black lives don't matter. More lives matter, cause it seems like black lives don't matter. More lives matter, cause it seems like black lives don't matter.
Traitor is not your brother. He haven't learned that yet. And unfortunately, brothers and sisters, some of these kinds of people we will have to execute. There are people among us that we will absolutely chop their heads completely from their body for the betrayal of black people.
This is real vomit, a monumental nigga, iconic. East Coast fly shit, pay homage. As promised, I display all the finest. Few reminders, I'm fair, don't confuse my kindness. Speak Ebonics, used to get bricks on consignment. Before rap was all that black power refinement. It's economics, acknowledged through the eyes of my peers. Exotic wears, watch glare like a mop of veneers. My vibes real. Ever since the day of my birth, my first verse was like water for a nigga that thirst. We got it worse. Trapped on these streets in the same zone. Niggas getting bodied cause the beef and just came home. Shots at policemen every weekend, it changed tones. Chicks on their shit, it's the mix, I remain stone. The drama, honor what defines my persona. I'm from a genre, a drug money getters and ganja.
When we come to that position in time that we have to execute you, then we will carry out the sentence of death on you just like drinking water and hang your head on a pole in the black community.
What up, gangster? Keep it popular, it's like opera. Chillin' in the one-lane Cadell with my Lockman on. Drug money bishop, used to cuddle blow in the swishes. Auto man cocked out of suspicion. Always in the best of the best features. All I need is cameras surrounding us quick. Go up to Neiman's, Merlot up, flashing 213. Me and my team, Alexander McQueen. Chevy turned on me, blowing more cream. Wiping the ends off in Queens. My goons is botanical, check the jeans, all in P coats, Peacock, Kangos, yo, the wave game, Nemo, foul styling, young Al Pacinos. Huh, the money get bigger, nigga, don't make a nigga pull out. Sign you all, box you up, little nigga, meet me at the Veterans Lounge. I got lamb on this while I'm eating my luck, my paper's growling.
You won't sell us out. You'll be buying your future. The future of our people is not to be compromised. It would be better that you were dropped in the bottom of the sea with a millstone around your neck to betray the legitimate aspirations of our people.
Yeah. High profile life, my verse is a gift from the most high. You should thank God for my rhymes. I don't condone bullshit bars. What the fuck is you talking about? You just wanna be around stars. Knock a nigga out, make a nigga see stars. I knock off your head, you still wanna act hard. My guns smoke like ganja, get you higher than life. Yeah, that bull give you wings, bet everything on P. He's the shore, won't blast away anything in the way of the Lord's. Loyalty or death don't cross me. I let you live, you won't press charges on me. And all rats must die, keep me far away from punk shit we can't buy. Don't ever attach me with them, I own my catalog, nigga you getting pimped.
See these positions, hungry, poor. All you need is a promise that you will be a big nigga. And you sell out your people on a promise that the enemy will never fulfill. Keep on your feet. This is a day of separation. Go ahead.
I break bread, ribs, $100 bills, pill on the cotties, another 4 wheels, write a book full of medicine and generate mills. Tour the album, only for more sales. We used to catch those on the block with krills, now it's paid shows. Promoters post up bills, sign deals only if the math is real. If we can't match numbers, then you can't have the head in charge. Live rhymes artists, parting, P-dub shines regardless, remorseless, haunt digging like poltergeist. My advice for a get like that is think twice before you move on it. Put jewels on it, who want it? Loose digging make the news when we start forming. Snatch stripes off it, uniforms often. Doing it bad to death, your way out the jurisdiction. Once again, bulls on the grill. I don't f around, Dunny, it's most real, I keep it thorough. Yo, let me back up on, let me back up, yo. Why do you bulls on the grill? I don't f around, Dunny, it's most real. I gave birth to your whole style and feel. How do it feel to hold my in public? Blower, duplicate rap cloner. It's me and you do it live on stage for Dolo. I smack niggas like you, smash niggas by the tool, grab niggas by the throat, show 'em proof. Rhymes cocky, crazy ill, mad rowdy. Did a buck off of my shit and rap to Audi. Temperamental, I snap quick, very touchy. And yo, my attitude is all up and real. I rap like no one out there can with me. Feel different, you can see me. I throw a TV at you, crazy. You say P, you crazy. A pain in the now you pay me. I'm no shorty. I nigga, I stop your glory. I'm a third street looking for real. You just applaud me and boy P, man, take your baby mom's advice. I'm nothing sweet, it with the pay the price. When you see me in the street, soldier, salute me. You just a groupie, oh, you gangster? Really, I miss my niggas twin kill me, so I could join the rest of my bros up in the heaven. You rap niggas make me laugh, y'all crazy, man, and I don't give a fuck. So, it's trash, bang this, cause I guarantee that you bought it. Heavy airplay all day with no chorus. I keep it curved. Word up. Yeah. Open my wings to a new day, spread my lungs, get laced, jump in the whip, stash the guns, twist the key, shifted the deed and flee. Before anything, get the daily dose of choke. We got the benzo, flooded with smoke, on the float. My eyes burning from the dope, killing my throat. Lean my feet back a taste, lumbar support. On the belt, doing 90 or more, debating on the latest rhyme wars. Where units don't count, but your rap pay add up to large amounts. Get my thrills, putting other niggas' skills to sleep. Catch chills off of infamous beats. Swing the trees, doing one hand U's. Blowing on the ooey, cause we can't have the medicine canoeing. They go the boys to the right, no days and nights like that. Hey yo, done, hold that down, they turn it around. Dirty as fuck, thugs, drugs and guns, D's and fatigues. TNT hopping out of MPVs. Surprise all the fuck out of me. Got rubber Glocks pointed at me. Hey yo, twin,
they
what
had
the
us
fuck?
laid down on the ground, holding us down. We got to back our heads was going down. It wasn't nothing held up that bitch you got with the proof, man. Let me speak to my attorney. I know the routine, don't try to throw me. I been getting knocked since 12 and my mom tried to scold me, but all I told me, they getting more shit, yo P.
What up?
You my code D, we both get knocked. What you did with the half a tree?
Right in my sock.
Y'all hope these fucking dicks won't find a stash box, and you know I get down. Y'all I'm ready to bounce through the 100-yard dash and tear ass. If my upper half was alive, we would've got killed. Cause some would've went for their guns and got ill. Plus I got cracks on me. They found the cracks on me. Looked at them and gave them back to me. I could've swore they was taking us in. Then the lady in the car said that's not them. Picked us up, told me I could keep the drugs. They didn't give a fuck, they was only looking for guns. And you don't gotta tell us twice. We hopped in the car and split off. On our way uptown for more of that funk. P lit the tree back up. Got off the Triborough, hit the Henry Hut. Fuck it, let's fly through the buckets. Roll the windows down, cause if it meant small bumping.
Skipped in my loo, had the crowd jumping. Took a walk through the park front and didn't even have to hurt nothing. Man, I love it. Ain't nothing like summer in New York. Hit infamous stores, then the Dream Team music store. Damn, we young black entrepreneurs. New York bricks and dicks can't stop our flaws. We like organized crime, the fucking mob. I'm only 26 playing with serious cars, dead, serious cash, luxurious labs. Learn to balance pain with fame, we can't complain.
Just another day living in the hood, just another day around the way. Feeling good today. Oh no, we can't complain. Just another day living in New York, dealing with the Jakes and the Snakes. Feeling good today. We hear the but we here to stay.
Fresh out the car in the R-A-double-P, E-R-P-E double. When I speak it gets real. Flakes try to tell me, yo, done, nah, chill. You can't come out, wildin' out like that. Rhyme so vivid, then I see what you saying. But you gotta understand how I feel. The pain and the hardship it took to build. Years of frustration, some got killed. Others fell victim to the gates of steel. Most try to instill sanity still. Stuck on this rock where we don't belong. I wanna go home, not sing this song. But I'm forced to perform speech napalm. Calm, surrounded by all types of harm. Dog man, fucking screw face, I watch hands. Watch your hands, nigga. I see that. Hold up. Pick your cats movements. Lay back in the cut like what? Pay attention. Check it out, man. I'm being watched by snake eyes. Keep them sheds getting plenty time. Surrounded by crash dummies and empty minds. Get your shit together, done, see between the lines. Stay awoke to the ways of the wickedest kind. Infamous, cause of the way I write rhymes. Plus my story's more foul than your newborn eating swine. Catch a seat, it's about to get deep. Like squeezing fluoride on your brush for your teeth. Or taking your seat to get shots every week. We need to pay more attention to our surroundings. Busy wilding, all for the wrong cause. Put that same strength in the shuttle, now to pay off. Don't forget your soul's involved. That same energy you put out comes right back and revolves. I'll smash you, stun only if I have to. I would hate to, but I'll be more than glad to. The positive and negative war has now begun. P helps you separate both the sides. Let the truth arise. Black devil don't hide. You can't hide from me. You might from the others. I've been employed to pull your ass out from the covers. You walk like you got hooves and talk like you're supposed to. Tricking my brothers into following you. Yo, potential energy is easily made kinetic. I turn them all back where they belong. Don't wet it. What? Said it. Said it, nigga. Fucking fake ass motherfuckers. Take your mask off, nigga. What?
Bumpy Johnson. You still have the light in your eyes, eh? Praise God.
The original evil bastard, cutthroat warmonger, backstabber, betray your own mother. You double tongue, double talk, cause you two-faced it. You 666 with a hiss like Satan. No good snake, you only speak lies. Slime bucket scum of the universe, your eyes reveal that you had no soul and expose your true colors. I see you from 3 million miles away. You use a sneaky motherfucker, but you can't fool me. You not my bro, you not my sis. The devil doesn't have a skin color or complexion, so you not my brother, you not my sister. Yeah, your skin might be brown, but I know that you down with about 2 billion demons. Listen, stay the fuck away from me or get killed for treason against the Most High. You might got these other people scared of you, but that shit don't fly. Over here, we laugh at you, but it's not a joke, cause people need to know about the black devil. Yeah, the real outcast. Your time is up, it's not the end of the world, it's the age of Aquarius. You's a deceiver, you got the whole world confused in a daze like some rats in a maze. You's a shapeshifter, I don't care if you the Pope, the President or Prime Minister. King, queen, prince or princess. You just frontin' for the public and you frontin' for the press. But behind closed doors, what really goes on is ritualistic, cannibalistic, sadistic, masochistic, some real sick shit. The most wicked there is that ever lived. Under the sun, the infamous Daywalker. The movie Blade's just metaphorical. Yes, the greatest trick that the devil ever pulled is convincing the world the devil don't exist. People have no clue. They looking for a red man with a pitchfork, but that's just not true. Some say it's the white man, but yo, I'm here to let you know if you ain't know about the black devil. Yeah, yo, peace, God. Today's mathematics, God. Yeah, science, man. Knowledge equality of all people, even though physically we not all equal. Erase the racism. The only thing I see when I look at a person is good or evil. But the black man is God. Yeah, that shit sound good, but that shit don't apply when you try and get a job. This is real world music, reality rap. We spend too many years on that vanity crap. It's time we deal with the facts. And the fact is, you're not better than somebody cause the color of your skin. After 3 years in prison, and a white boy showed me more love than any of my so-called niggas. So you can go and boot your doctrine. The only thing that matters is you negative or positive, and you could go to hell even where I'm sure you'll be fine with the rest of your kind. People are so blind, so deaf, so dumb, which proves you won the battle but the war not done. You might got these other people fooled, but you can't fool we, cause we know that you a black devil.
Yo, what's up? This is Prodigy. Infamous Mob D, the H&I-C.
I am not what you thought, I am all-seeing, I am the top of New York. This is Empire State Boy shit. I endorse violence in the worst form, bring it on. I am flawed, I am more than your worst nightmare. I am the devil on my level, you can never be G's. I am God, I am perplexing, mind-boggling hard. I am the infamous Mob D, and who are y'all, who are you? Nobody, what are we? Anything, a rapper in the hip-hop game, wish to be R.I.P. Grand Wizard of the 16s that bust like elephant guns in long magazines. I shine, illuminate, yeah, my aura is awesome. Illuminati is us, we are the origin of all enlightenment. These pirates stole our shit, so now you know. Skulls and bones, scalpel, scalp you. Skin a pussy alive or they find this tool. Skull and bones, skull and bones, skull and bones, skull and bones. Red box cutter, I will box cut you. Do you like Dom? All they find is your skull and bones, skull and bones, skull and bones, skull and bones. Yeah. I am not what you assume. I am a fucking terror when you ever make a move. I am angel dust smoke. Please light up my fuse. These niggas is pussy. Word of mommy, I will do niggas filthy. I am really the things that I rap. You just a cussy. Trust me, you don't want that. I am Ron Artez, Jermaine O'Neal. Fuck a fan up bloody, all they gon' do is tell. I be all knowing. You niggas structures ain't built. Use a gang of glass shows, I will shatter and kill. R.I.P. Grand Wizard of the 16s that spit like 47s and 50 cals. I bang, I shine, illuminate. Yeah, my aura is awesome. Illuminati is us. We are the origin of all enlightenment. These pirates stole our shit, so now you know. Skull and bones, scalpel, scalp you. Skin a pussy alive or they find this tool. Skull and bones, skull and bones, skull and bones, skull and bones. Red box cutter, I will box cut you. Do you like Dom? All they find is your skull and bones, skull and bones, skull and bones, skull and bones.
Right, peace and love, Moors, peace and love, family. You're tuned in to Sons of Allah for June 2017. We're here on the summer solstice, and I'm excited. You know, we back again tonight. You know, Cool Joe is back. We didn't hear from our brethren all month long, so I'm going to bring you straight in more. Peace and love. What's going on,
peace
fam?
And love. Peace and love to all the Moors. Peace and love.
Yeah,
and happy
absolutely.
To all Moors, for sure.
Absolutely. So before we go in, we just want to, you know, explain the intro was our dedication to the brethren Prodigy that passed away. And, you know, we could have went in for hours, you know, but we paid our respect to, you know, the lyricism that he brought for what it was worth when it touched me. I remember being young. I was like in the 6th, 7th grade, you know, riding with my brother, or what was it, like 8th grade or something like that, riding with my brother, and he threw some of that Prodigy on, and I was like, wow, you know, it was since back then, since young. So it's like, you know, paying that respect to the lyricism, because, you know, is one thing, but putting those words together to make it make sense however it does to you, that's a definitely great attribute or aspect of art. And it's unfortunate that the brethren passed away from sickle cell anemia. I know everybody heard through the week, but it's one thing to say the brethren touched lives, you know what I mean? And the tracks that you was acknowledging as well and pointed out was, you know, an attestation to that. It's just crazy how it just happened so fast, you know what I mean? Like, he just put out a class. He was on a classic track, and then that fast he's gone. You know, the song wasn't even out a week. But I say that to say that we in the still time of reflective time, in the action-taking time, being here on the solstice, you know, and from one Taurus to another, Venus and Taurus, you already know Mama didn't raise no fools. So we here, and you here, and you back, bro. Like, before we go in, like, can you catch us up? What was your travels like, man? How was that? What did you experience? What's new, bro?
Well, I'm gonna let the Moors know this, that the forget not recognizing that our people are of knowing who they are right now, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, this is something that, you know, is happening right now. The brother that came out, that happened when I was out there. You know what I mean? Islam to brother
yeah.
and the Phoebe for grabbing that off the social media stuff and uploading it to the channel. You know what I mean? Because none of that was me doing anything. That was people on the outside or people on the mainland doing what has to get done for the message to get out that stuff's going down. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
It's not the Canaan Land Moors props for that video. You know what I'm saying? The video got plucked out and uploaded, not by myself. So Islam to the Moors, who remain on the theme of forget titles and forget be the grand whoever of whatever, and putting out the information so that the people could recognize that everybody knows about their birthright. Even, you know what I mean, nigger that they're just going to push a mic in his face knows about his birthright.
Yeah.
Right? Even just a guy with a T-shirt around his neck walking down the street, got a mic put in his face, and knows about his birthright.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
true.
The most profound, and we'll probably put it out on class on Tuesday, is Jan the Moor, JANDEMOOR. Now, this is off of the mainland in Atlantis Islands, a street sign, Jan the Moor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jan the Moor has his own street, right? Jan the Moor is Dutch. Keep in mind, Dutch, Netherlands, so we want to say Islam to Brother Albacet, who we always got to shout out, the Netherlands Moor, nationality on the record, beat these people up in their jurisdiction of mental health or whatever, and got released using birthright.
Wow.
So we know that, you know, the impact of the Moors in the Netherlands is something that, you know, quote-unquote Netherlands madhouse people recognize, because they released the Moor when he told them that this is what it is. And also to put on the record that his parents put him in there. Right? His family put him in. right? And he beat them with the birthrights. But we're just putting him on the record just so that people can have a connection when we say, you know, the island of Trinidad and Tobago, and we say Jan the Moor, M-O-O-R, that he has a sign over there, but he's Dutch, that it's not some European. How I know that it's not a European, because first thing, go to the library. Let's see what they got here about this dude. Nothing in there about this dude except this librarian who knew, oh yeah, that was a brother. Some brother from, well, you know, now they talk black man. Some black man that's Dutch that came over here.
Mm.
No talk about slave ships or nothing like that. You know, no talk of even how we got over here. But she knew that he was a black man from over there, meaning, you know, dark-skinned brother that was from the Netherlands, that was Dutch, that ended up in Tobago somehow. And he was so prominent, he got a sign out there. But there's no history of him. Zero.
Right.
And we know Moor's been researching because we already put it out to Moor's, and Moor's been researching, and they're coming back, they're not finding nothing. But they are finding a heavy influence of Moorish in Netherlands and these places. So it's still, you know, proving a point, even though we can't find this one individual, this needle in the haystack.
Right.
Right? So,
yeah, and I,
you know, go ahead, Moor.
No, I didn't want to cut you off. I just wanted to say that I recall in the book Nature Knows No Color Line where they was talking about a sister named Jane the Moor. Jane the Moor. I recall that.
Right.
Real talk. That was in Nature Knows No Color Line. And you got to pardon me, I don't know the page number right now because I remember reading that a while ago. Jane the Moor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So this is two different reference points of this name that's relative to Moors and shows them being in a prominent position. So that could have been a title of particular Moors, Jan the Moors. Because it's all going back to that whole theme of, you know, Europeans aren't the people who founded Europe, pale Europeans. You know what I mean? They weren't the first there, you know. So that was the sign. Yeah. The other thing was the easy access to nature. Like, especially being somewhere that you haven't been in a while, you know, things change or whatever like that, but certain things remain the same. Like that breeze coming off the ocean, some stuff that brings to, you know what I mean, childhood sitting on the stoop with granddad and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That breeze that you only felt there. You know? You know, being able to go up to a tree and pick something and eat it. You know, and not, you know, tree that you just did some stuff and it just grew this year. Like we're talking about a tree that's been there for ever since you were a child. You go back, tree still there bearing fruit. Still. You know what I mean? You know. You know, we don't eat, you know, the pig and stuff like that, but, you know, you go in the yard and, you know, pig pens and chicken coops and, you know what I mean? Waking up in the morning to roosters at 5 o'clock just because you have no choice, because there's 500 of them.
Yeah.
And regardless of what you did the night before, you know, that's just what's going down. You either rough it out or you're getting up, you're going to find something to do at 5 o'clock. Which most of the time was, you know, you just take a stroll down there and you just jump in the ocean.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can just break that bamboo right there, push that little coconut 3 times, it'll just drop off the tree. You know what I mean? You chilling on, 5 o'clock in the morning, looking at the Atlantic Ocean, drinking coconut water. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely a charge, and highly suggested for Moors, make sure you take your mosquito repellent and stuff like that, because they don't play out there. They eat everybody that's not from there. So those mosquitoes are real out there. Not these fake stuff out here that you got where you go to a little picnic and you think that that's a mosquito. That ain't no mosquito. You know what I mean? That ain't nothing. Try to go to Atlantis Islands, and sort of seclude yourself off the mainland. Just to, whatever. You know what I mean? You could even just go for a week, just to run off the sand and jump into an ocean, like for real.
Right.
Because yes, you can do it on the eastern seaboard, but off the mainland it's different, because the wind's different in the ocean.
Yeah.
Right. The waves are different.
Totally to the wind from all directions. Like the island itself is just it's an island. Wow.
It's an island. You know what I'm saying? It's an island in the middle of the ocean. You know what I'm saying? You got a boat, you can go from island to island, you know what I mean? But, to be on it and get back a lot of those things from childhood that were, lessons, you know what I mean, instilled, and, certain plants and stuff like that, and, it was a good refresher. It was a good refresher. Another thing, Canaan everywhere, because there's a place there called Canaan, right? So you can look that up, Canaan, Tobago, and then it's going to come up. And they got Canaan Church and Canaan Convenience Store and Canaan Bar and Canaan everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then Stars of David everywhere. For Hebrew, whatever stuff. But that's the island or whatever. Those people deal with Aboriginal indigenous culture. They don't deal with it's like what they say with independence. If the island that they claim they are got independence, that's a crown jurisdiction. And all you're gonna find there is suffering and our people going through it, because over there anybody who's not our people is a tourist. So there's no like when they say unemployment rate, there's no for the Chinese and then to these guys and then to these guys. It's just one people unemployment rate. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't have a multicultural illusion to make you feel like stuff's good for you, kind of, because that guy, he has 1%. You know what I mean? Right? When you like we grew up on eat in the house. And if you go out, you're gonna eat the best food possible, because you're on an island where the best food is here, from fruits to vegetables to meat, whatever. The best stuff's here. If you want bush meat, you can set a trap and go catch whatever out there and cook that, because that particular animal only eats vegetation. So you're getting something worth eating, opposed to something around here, around everybody that's eating a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? And it's crazy to see how the colonial takeover is not just from the perspective of them having, like we were talking about, KFC and Royal Castle and stuff like that over there. O. Henry and Snickers bars and stuff like that on the island, where they got mangoes just on the tree sitting there. That, you know what I mean? You go to a mango tree and shake it, and everything that drops you could take, and you're leaving with 2 garbage bags of mangoes. Mangoes like that, because people are not those stuff out there. Like
right.
we say gully, you know what I mean, or the side of the road. You live in a gully, mangoes littering the gully like water. There's so much mangoes right now over there because it's mango season right now. Like mangoes like water. Like uncle's coming every day with 2 buckets of mangoes. There you guys go.
Right.
Mangoes going bad. There's so much mangoes. But these guys want Snickers bars and Coke for breakfast. So you know, take advantage of your Whole Foods and these places, and where you can, you know, the little West Indian store, you can go get some stuff from the islands from. Support them spots there. You know what I mean?
Right. So that's what I was going to ask you. Do you see a difference or feel a difference in the mentality of the people there? Whereas, like, do they think more allodial than, you know, those who may be North America, you know, like Moors that were born in North America and don't know about their nationality and birthright? Do, like, collectively there, in comparison, though we're the same people, I'm just saying, living on a small island like that, it has to be, what did you see in the difference or the mind state of the people that, or was it anything different than what you see here as far as meeting people?
Well, most definitely on the societal level, like when you look at, you know, the whole image thing and have a nice car and, you know what I'm saying, everybody there has, you know, they got potholes everywhere, but everybody's car is souped up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and only people who have trucks are people who, you know, do that type of work or whatever like that. You know what I mean? Or that have the mindset that, hey, I'm on an island, I might as well have a truck. That way I can go anywhere. Souped up cars only going so far on an island. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there was little warp things like that. You know what I mean? They got, you know, I seen you know 700 series Beamers out there and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And the perspective is, well, you know, I just want a nice car, you know. Yeah, but you're on an island where that car ain't lasting you a year on an island. No way. The roads are that bad there. People complain about bad roads here. Don't complain about bad roads here. Your roads are perfect here. Those people over there have bad roads.
Right.
Like you know when they show you know, it's not really funny, but they try to make mockery of bad roads, and they go to India or whatever, and then they have the one road and the truck's coming down, and then another guy's coming the other way, and it's like, you know, no leg room.
Right,
so
right.
Over there, you have a little bit of leg room. So the truck and you can pass, but everybody better know the size of their car, or somebody's going over the stuff. And this is the main road that people travel every day. You know what I mean? Like our travel. Let's say our travel, right? Somebody here, you know, we gotta wait in traffic, and we gotta, but then these people have a 2-lane thing where one side is a wall, and then the other side is a cliff with a little wooden thing. Just you know, don't hit the wooden thing. Like a cliff and the ocean's down there. This is for an hour of driving if you're driving from one end to the next. So, you know, the driving thing, you know what I mean, was a little different, you know. As far as like the mindset of the people, it's allodial, but it's losing its hold because of the whole generational swap thing with these people, and you know everything they do is in their hand. They want to plant something, they're planting it through the screen. You know, they want to.
Yeah.
have a conversation is through a screen. You know what I mean? We're next to each other, talking to each other and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like certain things on a whole different level. You know?
Right.
But the people's mentality is definitely Olodio. Like they're not, you know, and the thing is like they've been Olodio for so long that the government now, which is, you know, Crown Corporation, that, you know, before all they handled was government stuff. Like land and all that stuff wasn't in the jurisdiction of government when I was growing up there. You know what I mean? When I went to school there and stuff like that, government was only responsible for like schools and, you know what I mean, quote unquote government stuff. Land wasn't government stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
How you have land, your family's been on that for however long, and then that's yours. And you build on it, you farm on it, you share it out to somebody, you know what I mean? Whatever, you know. Some people have acres, some people have more than acres. But nobody was a colonial whatever. They were, you know, that was just their portion that they had. So where our family is like, you know, people who I never met in my life, that's my family. That's how gigantic my dad's side of the family is. And my great-great-grandfather, he had a lot of land pull for whatever reason. Nobody really knows, but he just had all this land. So he basically said, you know, everybody, that's family. You know what I mean? Whenever you're ready, the line of whatever, how much ever children, whoever has children, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a portion that's yours. So, you know, my uncle, he has a portion because it was 12 children in my dad's side of the family. So the eldest sister, one of the eldest sisters, who was a twin, and the brother died. He died in a car crash like years ago. When I was a child, he died. They live on their plot, and their plot is like, you know, I don't know in acreage, but in feet, it's like 1,200 by 1,200 feet or something like that. That's their plot. They got land that they don't even till. They just work the land that they can use. She's going on her 80s, and her husband's 93. Right. My other uncle, the oldest one down from them, well, actually, no, the one higher than them, he has his own plot. His is maybe 400 by 600 feet. You know, and that's his plot. He has his trees, and, you know what I mean, been living there. We used to go down there, you know what I mean, when they're going to kill goat for goat eating competitions and stuff like that. You know what I mean? My dad has his portion, like 600 by 600 feet. You know what I mean? And then, you know, he built his house on it. The rest of it is just bush going down a hill. So, you know, he built where the only place you can build. Everything else is just a hill, and it's just bush. Like nothing else there. You know what I mean? And that was just his plot. You know what I mean? You didn't get choice in it or whatever like that. You know, but he had enough that he could use, build a house on, have little, you know what I mean? Have enough that he could live off there. You know? And then my uncle, my youngest uncle, he has maybe like 200 by 300 feet, and then that one is at a sign that says Moor McCletchy, and McCletchy is the last name of my father's side, the same generation, right? Of this family name, that they have a sign in their thing that says Moor, whatever. They are exercising the Lodio because everybody's on their own land. And then what I was saying about the government too is that what they're doing now is that now the government is coming and creating the fake jurisdictions now, right? The government is coming and creating the fake jurisdictions of crown property. And then they're saying, well, okay, your house is on crown property, so because your house is on crown property, we're going to start implementing a tax or whatever so that you can be taxed per room on the property. So some of these places, they got 8 rooms and stuff. Like when we say people have land and they built a house, you know, it might be a 1 level or it might be something like 2 level on stilts so you can park the car in the bottom or whatever like that, and then you have this big-ass stairway that you got to go up to get to the house. But the house itself is, you know what I mean, 7 rooms, 5 rooms, you know, including washroom and, you know, kitchen, dining room and all that. So these are some extensive houses, and then they're trying to tax them per room, the so-called government. Right?
Wow.
You know, and again, you have the whole concept that you know, there's no multiculturalism. It's, well, the people think that the government's doing some BS, so we're not going for that. You guys need to go come again with something else because we're not giving you no whatever per room. And then they just have to go because they're the government, you know, they work for the people, and they just have to go and go talk or whatever and come back with something, you know, because the people are not on, you know, from the perspective of the infrastructure, how the country runs with the government, whatever like that, the IMF thing and all that means something. But with the local people, they care about none of that.
Right.
Like, IMF, who's that? Who you guys talking about?
Yeah.
Just eat these fruits right here, cut this cane, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, go have a beer and play some dominoes. You know what I mean?
Word.
Because you gotta live, but you don't really gotta live really because, you know, everything you got is handed down from you that's already built. Like you're just inheriting. You know, now you walk into the house. All right, we got it's over here. All right, we cut this down. We can go sell this, or we could, you know, just not do nothing. Just here, chilling. You know what I mean? And then you know, whoever the last person is that was in the house, then they die. Then the house just sits there. And then there's these places where you go and it's just a house, big ass house, and it's just empty. Hey, who used to live? Oh yeah, whoever we died like 10 years ago or whatever. You know, crown people are trying to go get that or nothing. No different than over here with the properties that are pretty much done for, that these people abandon, and nobody wants to go claim those, but they want to claim ones that are souped up and all that. So there's a lot of, it's relative as far as you know, what we're experiencing with the corporate policies trying to do stuff, you know what I mean? So like, for example, before I left today, on the day of, I still have to call him to see how it went or whatever, but my dad had court, right? So the court is because he used the airline, the only airline that's down there. Right? There's no other airline. This is the only airline he could use, right? They messed up, whatever like that, had some delay saying he missed his connecting flight to go to some whatever tennis, Wimbledon stuff that he was going to go to because, you know, he was tennis guy. That was his stuff. So he missed his flight or whatever like that. He's taking them to court because they didn't want to reimburse him for what he had to pay for, you know, for the however he had to make up for because he missed the flight on their fault, right? They gave him a letter saying that they messed up and all that stuff, and they still didn't want to reimburse him, whatever. So he said, "Forget this, I'm taking him to court." He's going to court on, well, I know that I'm not getting no lawyer. So me taking him to court means that they got to spend triple what they could have just paid me out in order to deal with me in court. So it doesn't matter whether I win or lose. Right? Because how they have it set up on the island is that Tobago has its own jurisdiction when it comes to certain things. Then Trinidad is supposed to be, you know, the center, the hub. Everything happens through there. So there's an option of, well, he can inconvenience himself and go all the way to Trinidad on, you know, a ferry, that 3-hour ferry, or you got to fly, go on standby. You're sitting at the airport because, you know, remember, it's one airport, so there's only so much tickets that you could sell. So if you have to go somewhere, you know, you're on standby. You might be sitting at the airport for 2 days waiting for a flight just to go do some business on the other island. So he had the option of, well, you can either do it where you live or you can do it, you know, come to the city and do it. He said, no, forget that. I'm going to do it right here. Go down the street, go to court. That's where we do court stuff. I ain't going nowhere. So they're like, all right, cool. They granted him that. So I have to call and see how it went. But, you know, again, I lowered your mindset. I don't need a lawyer. I need a lawyer. For what? You know what I mean? Because I asked him, like, so why don't you get a lawyer or whatever? He's like, I don't need a lawyer. Just to see. What are you going to say? You know what I mean? Because he was a teacher and all that stuff. So it's not like, you know, he's a stupid guy. You know?
Indeed. Inappropriate persona.
Yeah, straight up. You know, a lower your mindset. You know what I mean? This is our land. I got that. You know what I mean? I have a house on my own land here with a sign that I put, like, for, like the street that he lives on, for example, right? The street that he lives on is McCalla Street, right? Now, McCalla was just the name of that hill when he was a child.
Mm-hmm.
That just happened to be where his land is. Yeah.
Wow.
MAKALA. Right?
Right.
So he's on McCalla Street, but he put that street sign there.
Right. Yeah.
Like that street sign wasn't there, and he built his house on McCalla Street. Like he built his house and then said, "Oh, well, how are people gonna find my spot or whatever?" Oh, well, you turn at the thing, look for McCalla Street, and then that name came from when he was a child. That's what that hill was called, McCalla Hill, right? Which brings to the perspective of when we walk around here and we see these street signs and stuff, don't be thinking that these guys did that with their city, corporate, whatever. Those stuff been there.
Right, right.
That's been whatever street that is. You know what I mean? When the name of the street was written in the dirt. You know? And it's back to that same theme, you know what I mean, with Ujwali and, you know, going back to the ancient former mindset and all that stuff. Like, all those stuff there got enforced down there. You know?
Word.
Those things got enforced. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, and again, the perspective of, you know, the honor and the respect for things in nature. You know, getting back to a real grounding point that nature works a certain way. You know what I mean? Like there's times where you know, and all these things, there's things that were coming back to me when I was there or whatever. So, you know, everybody knows you don't go to the sea in high tide. That's just not what you do. People who don't know go in the sea in high tide and drown, die. Because they don't know nature.
Yeah.
Like they just, the beach, let's just stop there or whatever like that. You know, just some people in a car. You know what I mean? Pull on their little bathing stuff or whatever like that. Dive in, never come out.
Yeah, rip currents and things like that. Well, hold on. I don't want to cut your wisdom, but I got to ask you, since you brought up water, is it true, like down there you could see straight to the bottom, like it's clear water still? And, you know, asking that subsequent to, like, you know, the BP oil spill a couple years ago, is it still, like, clear down there? Where, like, you can see?
Yeah. That again comes back to that thing of nature. You know what I mean? Like, you know, those waters been clear since I was a child. Those waters been clear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you have, like, for example, you have speaking about water. You know, your house has a system. You know what I mean? That you're gonna get water, hot, cold, like anywhere else out here. You know what I'm saying? But the drinking water is rainwater. Because everybody has their spout with their bucket, and, you know, whenever it rains, that's the water. After it rains, you cover the thing so no stuff doesn't go in there, and you wait for the next rainfall. And you just fill those up, and that's your water for drinking, for cooking, for whatever. Rainwater. You know what I mean? And then thinking about it, and, you know, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, damn, this actually tastes like, you know, tastes like water. Like when they say, you know, special water, alkaline water by flask or whatever, and you know the water is different than the water that, you know, in the bottle or whatever, you know. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, hold on a second, you know, and then started monitoring, there ain't no chemtrails out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right? Like zero chemtrails. Like on a clear day, it's either, you know, blue sky with clouds that, you know what I mean, the marshmallow clouds, you know, the clouds, that, you know, Cottonelle commercial clouds, the real ones.
Yeah.
Right? Either those clouds or rainstorm, gray, you're getting poured on for the next, you know, 2 seconds maybe, and then it just breeze over, or, you know, you get downpour like before we left. You know?
Right. And so like it the water system, is it like how they do here in the aspect, because I'm wondering like what's contributing to the water staying so clear? Is it because it goes into the earth opposed to the waterways? Like how do they dump the waste? Is it straight into the earth or the waterways?
Well, the system of get rid of the waste is similar to something they have here, but I'm thinking because of the constant movement of the water. There's no stagnant water. You know what I mean? Like places that were rivers when I was a child are still rivers. Like little ones, like not big ones. Like water still running in certain places that are secluded places where, you know, you would think this thing would dried up by now. This thing still got water in it. You know what I mean? No. But, you know, what is the waste really? You know, the waste is everything that, like, other than the paper type of waste. Everything is manure.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything's manure. Everything's going to help stuff keep growing. Like I said, from one tree you're getting 2 garbage bags of mangoes. Like that's from picking up what's on the ground, right? Picking up everything that's on the ground and then shaking the tree, and then picking up what falls off. 2 garbage bags you'll get.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's the environment there. You know what I mean? That creates vegetation is not suffering like that based on the people's, you know, living.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, because, I mean, it's spots in North America where that's how it's going down. Like, on the mainland, you know, in certain mountainous regions, like, they still to this day, there's people living, like, with that option. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
right.
Regular water is rainwater, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know. So, you know, the water element though is is prominent, you know, 'cause like we said, it's, you know, you're in the middle of the ocean, so, you know, every breeze is a good breeze. But, you know, when rain clouds come and stuff, those breezes turn to hurricanes and stuff, and it's not cool. All of a sudden, there's no bread at the store and all that stuff, and no sardines or nothing.
Right.
You know?
Crazy.
Yeah, but all in all, it was definitely a good revisit, you know, tying back to the Aboriginal Indigenous, and then also too, just to put on the record too, we were talking about Aboriginal Indigenous and the allodial perspective.
Right.
This is a quote. Both my grandparents on my pop's side were half black, half Cherokee Indian from the dirty South. Grandpa's from Dallas, Texas. Grandma from Richmond, Virginia. Bud and Bernice Johnsons were big time in their day. Grandmas who had the rare combination of dark brown skin and very soft straight hair was one of the first Cotton Club dancers at the world-famous nightclub in Harlem. Right, and that's autobiography of Prodigy. So, you know, it's not really a conspiracy or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Of certain stuff didn't put on the record, and nobody got taken out. So don't get crazy. You know what I mean? I could have, like they say in the islands, you know, when you're on the beach, you know, face the ocean, because you know you're not gonna see the wave coming where you're back to it. And you might occasionally get that wave that's taller than you that you didn't expect, which would drown you, you know. So it could have happened, you know what I mean? Like, it could have happened, because there were some times where, you know, you forget the rules. You get excited in the ocean. You know what I mean? First time.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just kick back and float for a second, whatever like that. And then, you know, you realize that, you know, you have to get out of this drift that you're in quick, fast, because you can't touch the bottom right now. So it's immediate swim back. You know, hopefully a wave come and carry you part of the way. But it wouldn't have been a conspiracy, you know what I mean? Oh my God, the Illuminati drowned Kudro or whatever. No, I didn't follow the rules, you know what I mean? Freaking wave got me. You know what I'm saying? Had my back to it. Like a dumbass.
Right.
You know what I mean? In the ocean. Thinking this is on Lake Ontario or something like that. Put your back to the wave, you know?
Right. Because you literally, like, in the middle of the ocean, not even just on the shoreline, like a real island, like, wow.
Yeah.
Small one at that. Yeah.
Small one at that. You know, you can drive around that in a day. Small one at that. You know. Oh yeah, and speaking about the water and nature and all that, so there's a place that they call Nylon Pool, Nylon, Nylon Pool, right? And they call it Nylon Pool because the water there is like nylon, like how fisherman's thread looks. That's how the water looks. So they called it Nylon Pool. And then when you go out there on low tide, the water's like at your waist, in the middle of the ocean.
Right.
So you take a boat about 20 minutes into the ocean, like going into the Atlantic towards the continent of Africa or whatever. And then on low tide only, right? Because, you know, you have to, because they do this. This is part of the business, you know, of knowing the island, the allodial perspective, right? So the fishermen had a boat, and then they make the boat a glass-bottom boat. So when there's low tide, they can take tourists out and see the reefs.
Word.
Right?
So
while they're going
people,
up, because it's low tide, this is knowing the science of the water. right?
Right.
When they know that it's low tide, so there's 2 times a day that they take this thing, and this is during low tide time, right? You know, between pretty much like morning time and right before evening, right? So 2 times they go out, they take people out, you know what I mean? They get to see the reefs and see the fish swimming, and oh wow, you know what I mean? And then in the middle of the ocean, they get to jump out the boat, and they're not drowning, only in low tide, right? Water's to your waist. And then they, you know, park the boats up and people stay there. You know, they do a little swim for, you know, maybe like a 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you're out there. Middle of the ocean. You know what I mean? Like, you know where you came from, and you can't see that right now. When I say how far in the ocean you are. Like, you can't see where you came from right now. You're in the ocean. Right? Now, past that, there's an island called No Man's Island, where, again, at low tide, you know, they take you out there. So you can, you know, walk on this island called No Man's Island. You know, and of course everybody has that question, like, hey, how come nobody lives here? And then that's when they break down the story about low tide and high tide. And that, you know, right now, your perspective is that we're not in the middle of the ocean. Your perspective is that we're on an island, you know what I mean? And we're just here chilling on this island out here. But if it's high tide, right here where we're standing right now, there's no island.
Damn. Right.
Like the whole island, and it's a good sized island. It's about a football field sized island.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little less. Maybe about half a football field. Right? Just this island out there. Trees on it, and you know what I mean? You know, the water around it is like warm. You know what I mean? It's like the good water. You want to go in and stay in there. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Right.
But you don't want to stay in there, especially after a certain time. You know what I mean? So
do the people there, do they find it like imperative to at least live with a rowboat? I mean, like, because I could just imagine being on the island, like when, you know, there's certain things you might have to like be well prepared for. I mean, I'm pretty sure, can't say for everybody, but I'm pretty sure at one point in life, you know, to navigate here on the mainland, everybody had a bike. And I'm sure there's bikes on the islands, but being in an environment like that, you know, the people that you met, do they make sure they keep at least a rowboat, or how do they do that for survival?
It's not an issue of, you know, that happen. Like, if that happens, that's just part of, you know, what happens here. We get hurricanes. We're in the ocean. Like, we're gonna get stuff. No rowboat. Nobody's storing no rowboat in case it rains or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In case we get a whatever. You know what I mean? People, oh yeah, we got to bring the rowboat out now. They'll just, you know, make sure they got food, and you know, hopefully it doesn't rain that much. You know. But again, you know, you got, you know, there's so many hills and valleys that even a valley is a hill.
Word.
You know what I mean? Because it's literally, the island's literally like, you know, a peak kind of. It's like, you know, so there's hills and valleys everywhere. You know what I mean? There's hills on there that you think you're in a roller coaster or something like that. Steep hill. Like there's hills that only you know 4x4 goes. Cars don't go there. There's no option of car go up that.
Right, 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, like there's zero option. Like cars, they don't even attempt to go up there. Do the park and walk.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Right. Yeah, because it'll stress you.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
The car.
Yeah, it's just life there, you know what I mean? Like even when they had the Brett, you know what I mean, and you know they might be be talking about, you know, oh my gosh, and hurricane, and they got a warning going on. Like, it was just rain and wind, you know. Like, people there were like, I don't know what people are panicking about or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we've gotten worse storms like this in a flash than what they had parading around that, oh my gosh, this big thing happened. You know?
Right.
You know, like lights might go out a couple times, you know, no big deal. You light the candle. It's not like you're watching TV or playing Xbox. You didn't save the stuff and then you're going to lose all your stuff. You know what I mean? Lights go. Lights go, you light the lamp. Like, you keep reading or whatever it is you were doing. You know what I mean? Like, you're not freaking, you know, panicky or whatever. You know, oh my God, the lights are out. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? You know, lights been out for 24 hours. Oh my gosh! Like, we can't freeze the stuff, and everything's gonna go bad and all. I'm not worried about none of that. Lights went out. You know?
Right. Absolutely.
You know, so certain you know, certain things were brought into perspective with, you know, the whole technological this and that, you know. That were, you know, they did a good job of you know, trying to implement those things there. You know what I mean? To sway the people away from dealing with nature. But it's too ingrained. You know what I mean? Like, it's what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, you got, you know, for example, over here, you know, 1 in how much ever people, you ask them about something relative to say whatever profession, you know what I mean? And they'll tell you, you know, stuff from internet marketing down to whatever. You know, over there, it's trade or you work for the government. Like,
right.
That's what it's either your trade, so you work by yourself, you have your own store, or, you know what I mean, you're a farmer, or you cut your ass, or you whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or you work for the government from whatever level, from the street cleaner guy who has the bag, you know what I mean, and they're walking along the highway, not the driving stuff these guys got with the, you know what I mean, hose picking up stuff.
Right.
Plenty of them out there with their little blue jacket on or whatever, blue vest, you know what I mean? They got their blue bag and their extender hand, and they're just walking, picking up. That's how they keep the place clean. That's a government job. That's a level of government job up to, you know what I mean? You know, it's like, it's not municipality running it or whatever. It's the quote unquote federal. There's no cities and all that stuff. The city, the people run. Ain't no somebody coming out for some election and, you know what I mean, whatever. Everybody knows, oh, that guy over there, oh yeah, that's the oldest guy up here, so I guess he's the guy that's the head of this area because his land's the biggest, you know what I mean, and, you know, that's the kingpin up here. You know, and then the level goes down, but it's not hierarchy where, you know, you can't go to his house and pick mangoes off his tree or whatever like that because he got 50 trees and that's his because it's on his land and all that stuff. It's not crazy like that. You know what I mean? Very communal. Very communal there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for example, you know, again with the mango freaking abundance, you know. My dad teaches tennis. The lady, you know what I mean? Every class, she has a bag of fruits. Every class. She's paying, too, don't forget. She's paying for her son to learn tennis, but she's coming with bags of fruit every time from her yard and a neighbor's yard who, you know, they have some other tree that just, you know, you pick up what's on the ground, then you shake the tree, and whatever falls, you pick that up. 2 garbage bags worth, whatever fruit, you name it, once it's in season.
Right.
You know what I mean? The neighbor had the 5-star fruit, that the quote unquote Philippines, you know, or whatever.
Mhm.
You know.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Like, it's.
So yeah.
It was more than anything. It was really a good get back in touch with nature. You know.
Word. It was like a different vibration, right?
Yeah. You know, a more clean vibration. You know what I mean? You don't wake up with no clock. You wake up when everybody else gets up. You know?
Right.
Like, yeah. And then you go down when everybody else goes down. And, you know, everybody. You know, the only body that's out is the party people, and crickets and frogs and stuff like that at a certain time.
Right. No doubt.
You know what I mean?
So, I mean, like, as far as the party people in the music.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, the you know, like for example, the night that we went, the two nights of the finals, we were at a bar watching that on a big screen. Like that,
Okay,
they got the music playing, right? They got the music playing.
Mm-hmm.
They got, you know, you can sit, you could stand, you could drink, you could dance, you could do whatever, but, you know, the big screen's there, and, you know, people chilling watching the game. But, you know, it's like, you know, no windows on this spot, no doors, you know, it's just a roof, you know what I mean? And people are just chilling. And then they do that, and after the game's done, they shut the TV off, and then dance starts, and people dance and stuff.
Do they get it in with real instruments, though? Do they use real instruments? Was they using real instruments like live band style, or was they like?
Oh no,
still...
DJ. Yeah, I mean they have, you know, they got steel pan and stuff like that there. You know, the culture is still there. You know, it's not like you don't have that option. You know, you have that option where, you know, you can go to whatever on a Sunday night from 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and the steel pan guys are out there. They set up their tent, and you can go there, sit there, chill, drink, smoke, whatever, and listen to some steel pan if that's what you want to listen to. You don't have to. You're not limited to the club.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, like I'm saying, you know, the chairs are stacked up. You know what I mean? You know, like for example, on the Sunday, these steel pan people had a Father's Day thing where, you know, free liquor for dads today. So they had, like, you know, coolers all over the place. You know what I mean? A man by the cooler, just chilling by the cooler. These men set up their tent, put up their little logo thing or whatever like that, and they're just playing steel pan for 3 hours. And then whoever was a dad, you know what I mean, you go by the cooler guy and you go get a drink, whatever you want, anything. Just go, you know, you could pour your own, or you can go in this cooler. You know, here's the bottle cap opener, do your thing, Happy Father's Day. For 3 hours.
Right.
You know what I mean? They have a little bucket, people come up, they put their little money in the bucket, you know what I mean? You know, and they go back to their chilling. Just listen to some steel pan music. Or if you don't want that, you know, you can go to the little stadium over there where they have the goat race. And you got guys racing goats at 8 o'clock in the night. 8 o'clock in the night,
wow.
Goats have pennies on, right, in a starting block. 8 o'clock in the night, right? 8 o'clock in the night, these guys have with pennies on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lined up in a thing. And these guys have the little whip, and they're chasing the goat, running down the stuff. And people are in the stands watching.
Right.
People are in the stands watching guys race goats for 3 hours. That's their Sunday night vibe. You know, you can do that. You can go to the fish fry guy. You can just go, you know, the fish fry guy is just frying fish all night. He's just there frying fish. all night, 3 hours, just frying fish. And you know, you go, you get your fish, and you get your little fries, and you go about your business. You know.
So
those people, those people are the island people. You know what I mean? Those are the people who, they're just out here. You know what I mean? Like, carrying the world. There ain't no phone or nothing like that, because everybody will be there face to face.
Hold up, Morris. I think something, I don't know if it's me, but it sounds like it's coming through staticky or breaking up. You still good?
Yeah, I should be still good. I got full power.
Yeah, you good. You good, pardon me. But it was breaking up for me.
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, so, and again too, this attachment, this reattachment to nature and, nighttime noises and sounds and, just being able to readjust, realign, come back charged up. Yeah, come back charged up, ready for it.
Yo, so I mean, I know they say when you in more open land, you get like a more clear view of the constellations, specifically being out in the ocean. What was that view like, bro? Like, did you pay attention to that, or was it like too many skyscrapers to see like the true simulation of the constellations?
Yeah.
How was that?
One thing about that was one thing that was lacking. That was one thing that was lacking. And I think it had to do with because I remember as a child, like, you're seeing stars. You know what I mean? Like, anywhere that there's darkness, a star is there, as far as, quote unquote, night's concerned. But that's one thing. The constellations weren't out as prominent, and I think that has to do with the lights. Because this unless you're where we were, there's lights. You know what I mean? So even though we're on a hill, we're surrounded by lights. Like, my dad lives by an army base, hospital, you know what I mean? Certain things, and these are the only things on the island. Like, there's no other hospital than this hospital. So if you live on the other end of the island after the hospital, you're going here only. Right? Mm-hmm. So they have their jurisdiction lit up like some NFL stuff. You know what I mean? Like, then the army base is there, and that's lit up. You know what I mean? And remember, this is on an island, so these these lights aren't. It's not suppressing. Like, lights on, lights on. You know what I'm saying? It's like when they have certain places where you go and on a full moon and you really think it's daytime outside. You know what I mean? On a regular night, this is the darkest place.
Yeah, it'd be looking like dawn, and the moon can cast the shadow.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, there wasn't, because I got caught up in the I got caught up a lot in the sounds. You know what I mean? That I really didn't completely disregard the constellation, because I know that I was looking, but other things took my attention away that it wasn't really, I didn't feel that bad that, that wasn't really there anymore like that, because there were other things that made it all right. You know what I mean? To give the concept of the pass to the constellations. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Indeed. Man, that sounds like a serene scene, though, everything you was describing, man. And I know it's one thing to step away from home and come back perspective. I'm sure every time people leave out the door, they come back home with a new lesson, you know, whether it be visual or otherwise. But to step off the mainland and really, you know, detach, that's a beautiful thing, bruh. I know you found balance in that alone, man. So, yeah. Thank you. Back, MHHS. Sons of Allah, eyes wide open. I was floored when I got the alert for the video you was talking about in the beginning with the working out Minnesota, and you see, yo, that was crazy. I was, cause bruh was going in. He sounded like Hulk Hogan out there going in, and I'm like, this is hilarious, like hilarious, but it's serious at the same time. You know, because we were speaking about that briefly on Tuesday, and you sent me the link, and I was floored. I didn't look at it till afterwards. But it's like, even because that was a reaction to the Philando Castile verdict thing.
Right.
And I'm like, and I'm like, oh wow. But then,
it definitely came with a tone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, me and Grand Chief Nature were joking about it. About, you know, that's why Noble Drew Ali said he's not gonna wake us all up at once.
Right.
All these Moors thinking like that would definitely tear something up out here. Like, you know, definitely tear something up. Like it's not even gonna be cool. You know what I mean? For these people, if all of them just wake up like that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Coming on that frequency, you know? But
he's Habanero and indigenous. Habanero and indigenous. He was getting the point out, though. He made it clear. That was crazy, but it was just funny that, and then it's just ill, man. Like that, and the link you sent me about the dog, as it sounds like it sounds like dude not guilty. But yo, like that's crazy, bro. What happened again? They awarded somebody. What, the police shot the dog, right? Wasn't that the case?
The police shot the dog, and the owner sued and won because the police shot their dog or something. And
because the police shot their dog.
The dog, you know what I mean? So it is extremely important for those of our people who recognize that there's an issue that
but hold on, before you go into the magnitude of how much they was awarded for the dog being shot. 1.26 million? Yeah, my fault. I just want to put that on there too. Like for the dog, and the Europeans are getting off on a lot of not guilty verdicts for murdering people. So yeah, just put that in perspective. But please continue, bro.
And going back to the old lesson that people seem to neglect because they're caught up in this time right now, you know, again, of so much information. You know what I mean? But they forget the foundational things. And more so, you know, people coming in or whatever. But, you know, you can't tell me about you're some master of creating some trust or whatever when you don't know about Christian black codes. And certain foundational things that are still being used today against these people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that they have to really, you know, see that as you better accept this reality that these people know without a shadow of a doubt that black people are stateless and they could do whatever they want to them.
Mm-hmm.
that they're gonna boldly and blatantly award a dog killing, and officer got convicted or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Dog killing highwayman. Department gets sued by the owner of the dog, and they win.
Word.
And these people have a laundry list, grocery list of people murdered by highwayman. Mm-hmm. And nothing happened. And then blaming, you know, race and stupid stuff like that. It has nothing to do with race. It has to do with your status. Which was the lesson that Noor Jwabi came and brought and told all these black leaders, all of them were told that nationality is the order of the day because status is the first issue. You know, and you know they could look at it how they want. Like I'm saying, you know, I came back recharged. These people could play stupid with stupid people, but you know what I mean. Like things are gonna change with regard to, you know, when we engage them, because you know there's this thing of, you know, talk BS on social media, but when you know, we're in the same jurisdiction, everybody's high and blessed love and all that BS.
Right.
As a conscious community people, you know what I mean? You know, on social media they got mad stuff to say about the Moors, but when Moors come around, you know, they're on some unity all of a sudden. You know, talking that BS off camera, we can get some views.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They see Moors and don't say the comment that they would have said on YouTube. They see Moors and say mute. You know what I'm saying?
Or just don't hear.
Even Moors. You know what I mean? You know, the ones that are really against what this is about. You know, telling people they got to join stuff to be a Moor. Still.
Right, yo, it's crazy.
People like come join to be a Moor, because you can't just say you're a Moor like that guy did on TV. You can't just say it like that and that means you're a Moor.
Yeah, I don't know why people don't get that. It's a nationality. Like, that's the true historical connector of who we are, opposed to thinking it's a choice. And it's crazy because, you know, if you're talking more science, you're talking about a broad, you know, a broad aspect of 360 degrees of different conversations. And being as though it's so abundant, you know, I think people get it mixed up that, you know, you got to be a part of or have to have it's a religious thing. When, you know, of course, you go back into your ancient empires and things like that, yeah, they were dealing with the constellation sciences. That's the true religion, but, you know, that's even in effect to right now today. So, you know, that's nothing spooky. Outside of that's crazy, bro. And I really can't take some of these people serious, bro. Some of the links you sent me, I can't even, like, yo, I'm like 20 seconds in, and I just cut it off because, like, I can't take it serious, bro. You feel me? Like, soon as, bro, it's like I'm the president of the United States, I'm like, I can't watch this. You feel me? I just can't. It's like this, no. It's not making, there's no sense in this, bro. Like, this is something under corporate jurisdiction. And like I said, man, you know, I'm thankful I was able to at least get a whiff of nationality and birthrights a little young, because I can't fall for the okie doke. Like, you know, it's like, I mean, some of the pseudo righteousness you see on YouTube, like, I don't know, I just can't vibe with it all. I like I said, I really can't take some of these people serious. Like, you know, like, I don't know what to say about it, bro. Like, I really don't. I really don't.
Let me just really put this out too, because I also have to just put it on the record so people know that there was verbal exchange between Cujo Ado and so-called King of the Moors, right? Noble Nu Ali, right? This is before the hoopla, before the Noble Nu Ali and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Me and my brother used to build, right?
Mm.
So for him to slick this RVBey Publications, knowing that through our building, I'm down with that, because since inception we've been down with RVBey Publications. That's where we were sent by the Moors who brought us up. You know what I mean? They didn't send us anywhere else to get this information about our birthright, for us to exercise as Moorish Science Temple of America. Right? They didn't tell us to go talk to some supreme grand whoever. They sent us to RVBey Publications to be our foundation. Right?
Right.
So know that there was an exchange, not just in conversation, but there was an exchange even through mail, right? Because the reason why I even reached out to him was because he was on the connecting the Masonry and the Moorish Science Temple and all that. And I had the Mukuri files. But at the same time, he went through his case where he pretty much beat them up standing on birthrights with nationality paperwork and all that stuff. And he had it in a book that he was going to put out. I don't know if the book came out or whatever like that, but I got a copy of it.
Mm.
This is how in conversation we were. That we traded literature, right? So the literature that we traded was his book that he was working on, you know what I mean? There's, like in this book, there's, you know, it talks about 3 national names, right? Bey, El, and Ali are ancient Moabite names. Since we are the descendants of the ancient Moabites and we were born in America, our complete names will reflect that dual heritage. Bey and El are accepted as free national names when members unite with the Moorish family, from which we are descended. Ali, meaning Most High, is a Moorish name which is bestowed in special circumstances. Its usage carries additional and significant responsibilities which should not be taken lightly. This is in his book. Now, where did he get bestowed with Ali to be Noble Nu Ali? Who bestowed that on him?
Right.
Because bestowed means that somebody gave it to you.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Saying shit like that, I can't take you serious, bro. Like,
right.
this
No,
shit is
no. Once again, you know what I mean? Excerpt from Taj Tariq Bey's lesson book. This is in his book.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Excerpt.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
A picture, Fez, then it says Fez, the national headdress of the Moorish Asiatic nation, founders of civilization, 360-degree master mason, son of woman. The Fez is the crown of light, authority, and rule. The geometric zodiac. The Fez has no brim and is circular as the sun. The Fez belongs to Ali, the bringer of law, most noble and exalted, ethereal. El, of the cosmos, lawgivers of the Elohim, North Gate. Bey, governors of the land in Moorish civilization. Obey and enforce Elohim, law, North Gate. Day, of the degrees of the eternal zodiac, South Gate. Al, of the law, descendant governors. This is all in his little book that he sent me in the mail. But
right.
Going on videos dissing RVBey publications about, and then tying RVBey publications to the workings of like what Polite does. What do you mean by that? What do you mean RVBey does what Polite does? Like, what do you mean by that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, bro. But it was some homoerotic shit, bro. There was some homoerotic shit because in this whole presentation, he's in the streets talking about being a king with nobody out there. Like, you watching traffic, almost got ran over by a car and shit. You know what I'm saying? And the shit was homoerotic to me when he started trying to mention the pills about, oh, where are the pills feds at? At least Sarnetta put on the feds. And I hate talking about this type of stuff, bro. I'm not going to entertain this no more. But it just was super homoerotic. Because on the real, if you check out his website, he got a picture with the fez on. Red got a picture with the fez on holding his skull. So when he said that, I'm like, yo, this dude is just on some other shit. This is, I don't know. This is a corny rant. It's depressing, man. It's sad because he was at the bus stop, like he said, with the bums. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't know if that brother got something on his mind. He, you know what I mean, or something negative on his spirit. But that shit was sad, bro. That shit is sad. You feel me? And you know, we ain't even gonna get into the titles, you know, but that's just sad, you know. Kings getting stripped of their crown by their own workings, bruh. You know what I mean? Like, that's just crazy.
And throughout, and don't forget, throughout the whole book, pictures of him with a crown on. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Has Great Seal, National Office of Moorish Affairs paperwork in the book as a public record notice of his proclamation. You know what I mean?
Right.
And again, coming back to what we're taught at RVBeypublications.com, that you can't call yourself, you're free, by you naming yourself a title, you disqualify your free national name. So he will say that his free national name, through his proclamation, through this paperwork that he's putting on the public record, he's calling himself God King with a bay on it. And these are the people who people are unfortunately listening to.
Yeah.
That he's telling y'all Dolo, D-O-L-O, right? But paperwork in the book is D-O-U-G-H-L-O-W.
Right.
And
this
then,
is what I'm
this
saying. Where do they have? Go ahead, bro.
And then this paperwork is saying LB on it. You know, again, going to claiming things and making a mockery of things that it's going to get addressed just like you decided to make the mockery. It might not be everybody that says something, but trust, something's going to be said with these charlatans out here.
Yeah, I feel you.
That people stop playing around, and you know, just like they were showing in the video. You know what I mean? They played the Farrakhan part. That some of these people are around you.
Yeah.
And we have to take these people's head. What are you talking about? You're playing around with people who are disrespecting the birthright.
Exactly.
What you mean?
And it's to a point where it's like, yo, you know, like, I'll just say Fat Con said it best with that. You know what I mean? Like, nobody shouldn't go back and forth with, you know what I mean? But when we, like, you know, yeah, it has to be addressed. Don't get me wrong. But some of this shit is so sick, bro. It's just sick, bro. You know what I mean?
But again, this is the low side. This is the low side to the birthright. Now, don't think that birthright is all. You know what I mean? Oh, because you know that you're a Moor, you know, things are only on the up and up, or it could be on the low and lows on as a Moor. And if you go on the lows as a Moor, you're really going on the lows. You're better off going on the lows with the black, because at least you could blame that or I was black, so that's not me or whatever like that. So give me a pass. But if you're saying you're free national, still going on the lows, you end up in that place. And again, you know what I mean? Yeah. This is being pointed out as an example for you people coming into this. Look, I already got my birthright. So don't think that, you know what I mean, I'm really care if you don't accept your birthright. It's yours to do whatever you want with it, accept it or not. I know I got my birthright. People I revolve around, they know about their birthright. You know what I mean? I don't know about stateless people. You know what I'm saying? And stateless people come with feathers on and turbans. Believe that.
Believe that shit, bro. Believe that shit. That's sad.
Right?
Yeah.
Sad. Right? Sad like people aren't even penetrating what, like, forget P's dead. What's Havoc going through?
Yeah, I know. On the real, right? That's real shit.
Forget he's dead. I mean, he called his own stuff out in his songs. Take me or whatever like that. Well, you just brought me here to write some songs and shit. You better take me out of here. Give me something different. You know what I mean? Like I killed writing tracks. This is what you put me here for? Write the tracks? That's it? Man, demolish this? Man, take me the hell out of here, yo. Got other people messed up. Well, you know, I was just gonna go to, and then I got the news. I got the call. Like I don't even know what just happened. What just happened? You know what I mean? Just like that, blink of an eye. So you better tell whoever you love them and stuff like that. Stop playing around. You know what I mean? You better get down and get this work. Because just like that, you know what I mean? All right? You know, what about the let's look at the Havoc side, the family side. How are they dealing with it?
Yeah, bro.
What type of shock is that on the system? You know, because again, you know what I'm saying? Like certain things people look at from this, you know, hip hop or whatever, like that perspective. But you know what I mean? If the thing has no real personal relevance to you, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, my brethren Gummer, who we did the Memory Lane album for, in honor of, right? Because he died from sickle cell. And when we were coming up in high school and all that, he was golden child. Because he was in the hospital on deathbed because of sickle cell, like deathbed. Like everybody's getting ready for the funeral and all that type of stuff, and then you get a phone call. He's home chilling, like, yo, let's go somewhere. And I had a 5-day sleep. Like, let's go do something.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's something normal that hospital is going on. Same thing like what Havoc's saying. This is like, you know, like I know exactly what he's saying. And the exact same thing happened. Went to hospital one day, you know, the regular stuff. Ain't nobody thinking, you know, he's been doing this. And then it just went the other way. Then just like that. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, bro.
You know, that's how that works. That quote unquote, you know, illness that seems to be only around our people. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody else got that but Asiatics.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not something that nobody else has.
Right.
Asiatics only have this thing.
Yeah. Well, you know, they've been going in with the biological warfare and shit like that for a while, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not nothing new.
For a while.
It's nothing new. This is what it is, and this is what cancer is becoming, and diabetes is becoming, and all these little things that, you know, back in the day, one person have diabetes. Diabetes was like something like, oh my God, they got diabetes. So you know what I mean? Everybody got that. That's like common cold now.
Right, crazy.
And they think that there's not attack on them. They're playing around. They want to debate about what their identity is.
Mm-hmm.
When it's really going down, and you know what I mean? Again, it's bypassing them because Juali came, brought all the remedies that cure you of all that BS that you got. In the 1900s, who else had some stuff like that? They're telling about he's snake oil salesman and stuff like that. When this man had the products, had the Epsom salts, all that stuff, you bathe in that and cure you of anything. This Juali product that he was putting out had his tea. That, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Make this tea 1 glass a day.
Yep.
You're good. Just herbs, bag of herbs that you get. This is Noble Juali. Cure you of anything. That all these people complaining about that they got right now, they're complaining about they got that. You know what I'm saying? This man been brought the holistic program. You're talking about some people from now. Juali been had the program before some of these people. You guys look at the, oh yeah, those guys brought the holistic stuff for the people of the whatever. Juali been brought that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Everybody's straight up the course. And then now we're bringing it up. We're looking like we're crazy guys because you never heard about Noble Juali. That's your ignorance. You should have known.
Mm-hmm.
The holistic doctor guy knew. You knew about Noble Juali.
Yeah, just for the record, our live internet feed is going to go down in about 90 seconds. So for anybody listening out there, if you want to continue listening to the last hour, you could call in now at 425-292-4444. That's 425-292-4444. Excuse me. I apologize. Wrong number. Excuse me. 425-569-5201. Again, I apologize. That number is 425-569-5201. All right? 425-569-5201, just for the record. Okay, so, yeah, the remedies that Noble Juali brought, I know that it's an attestation of a lot of things, specifically that Moorish oil. I remember being in pain. I worked myself beyond my limits, worked out, and I was numb, bro. I mean, numb. I walked mad miles, running, walking, and back. And like 2 days later, it caught up with me. My legs was just numb. I'm like, damn, I ain't worked, you know what I mean, that many miles in a minute. And man, I started using that Moorish oil. I was good. I started feeling numb, like, and it was an attestation that you can absorb through your skin too. So you gotta be careful with that. You know, not careful with that, but you know, of course, what you touch will touch you. Like poison ivy, your body might react a certain way. Certain chemicals might make your body react a certain way. Even if it just touch your skin. So I say that to say that the oil is real because you can absorb, you know, to your bloodstream through your skin, and you also release it from that organ as well, from the skin. So, it's in the bath salts. The other week, I broke out with an allergic reaction, and I had to use some of that in the bathing water. And I'm telling you, man, I could feel it, man. It had me right. It had me real right. Yeah, that Moorish Epsom salt is serious. It is serious. So, yeah.
So
and,
the brother did, he put certain things out, you know what I mean, and it's unfortunate, you know what I mean, that it's how it is, you know what I'm saying, like, stuff is the wonder oil, man. It's not even a joke. It's the real deal.
Yes. Exactly, and he was showing you on the economic level that, or a way to provide for yourself and people in an honorable way is that he was showing you didn't have to you can sell herbs and it don't have to be weed and still bring healing to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's real talk, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You get to that earth science. And being earth science is a real interesting thing. Just recognizing how certain things, just make the perfect blend in life, that he was able to do that with herbs and you know what I mean? You see the stems in there. It's just like crazy. So for those who are into selling herbs, it's a lot of herbs that could be sold that are, harmless. Noble Dry Leaf showed you that. And he got busy and broke it down to oils and all of that. So, I don't know, it just reminded me of the fact, that he did some real exemplary things and set a lot of examples, Not just telling you it was a Moor, but showing you how to get busy with more science. Using the chemistry, using those sciences and manifesting healing products. That's amazing. That's a major respect. And you see today that a lot of people definitely need that. Whereas, again, they say that it's nothing that, quote unquote, can't be cured. They just haven't told everything yet, So seeing even Prodigy as an example, like you mentioned, him struggling with sickle cell disease and whatnot. I think that certain people definitely are an example of things we need to pay attention to. The reason why they died, you know what I mean? It was because of that, but it's also for those of us who may have connected with his music and his lyrics and all of these things, the production with Havoc and all of this. It should be some sort of an aspiration to be a little bit more healthy. I know that's what I took from it. I know there's certain things that I can't say I'm the healthiest quote unquote person and whatnot, but I'm just saying it's an inspiration to keep going that route. You know what I mean? When you look at the cause of death, people get murdered, and then the reason why is because they may have been around some people they might not rock with and all of these things, and you learn from that. Like, you don't rock out with people you don't rock out with, or whatever the lesson may be. You take that from it and keep it moving. But I can't speak on everybody's death. I know people take different experiences from things that happen in their life, and when people pass, what it means to them, how it affects them, and anytime somebody loses a family member, I guess it's something you got to take on the chest, and depending on how you look at it, it's like, hey, look, it's either another angel on your side, or you can moan about it, and weep about it forever. And I know time heals all things, etc., but like you said, it's a lot that has to be done right now, and people passing always remind you, the present is ever precious, and that's what I have to say about that, So So, yeah, I'm thankful for the bars he left on this planet. I remember riding with my brother Young, and that's all he listened to was Mob. Everybody from Queensbridge, everybody. I remember him putting me on Young. I mean, he listened to everybody, but when he was riding out, that's what he rolled out with. So, yeah,
right.
To him for putting me on to that vibe, Young, too. That Can't Complain joint was my track, bro. You know? So, yeah. Definitely. But what we looking like? We got a couple of callers right now, less than an hour left. What you saying, bro?
Yeah, we could bring on the callers.
All right. So we got a Skyper. Hold on. Let's see. The line's acting funny trying to open up. Maybe we meant to just keep going in. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But, hey. Oh, hold up. Yeah, that's pretty odd. But, yeah, man, so it's taking its time. I don't know. The line is acting funny, but it's cool. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Caller 111. 111. You're live on the air. You with this, man? Caller 111. I had the hand up from the beginning. Peace, fam. You live on the air. You with us? All right. So we're gonna move on. Caller 719-964. You're live on the air, fam. Are you with us? And Merry Winter Solstice. I mean, Summer Solstice. Excuse me.
Summer Solstice.
Wow. Well,
Islam is
salute, brother. All right.
Islam, Moor.
Islam, Noble.
Oh man, this is wow. This is it to hear this broadcast and hear the things that the Grand Sheik. Well, let me say honors to the panel, honors to you, brother Miss Fahim, and honors to Grand Sheik Cujo Admiral L. And to hear his statements about Tobago and the islands of myself being born, coming into this world there, made me feel really good, and I wish I could have been out there with the brother. It's been a wonderful broadcast. I won't stay on here long. I just wanted to share a couple of things. When you talked about the situation with the health, I just uploaded a couple of nights ago my first part in my health series to YouTube on health, and it's been a labor of love. And one of the reasons why I'm mentioning it, it's not because I'm trying to advertise or sell products, because I don't have anything to sell. But it is that I just want to share this information. And, there's a lot of misconceptions in terms of, what is food and what is not food. And Dr. Sabi covered things like this, and I wish he was still here. Dr. Layla Africa covered things like this. Dr. Jewel Pukram, and just hundreds and hundreds of doctors, PhDs from all nations across this globe have addressed this situation about acidic foods, foods with additives, which are synthetic and acidic, and the importance of pH balance. And so I decided to go in and do some heavy research on it. And so I feel very happy about the first episode, and I hope people take some time to go and view it, because I come from a slightly different perspective, And one of the things that really impact us, when I say us, Moors, is that one of the things that you mentioned, Brother Mizraim, and that's diabetes. And things like hardening of the arteries, things like cholesterol, high cholesterol, and so on. And so, these are things that I addressed. And it's very, very important that people start looking at the ingredients in what they call food, because a lot of this stuff that you feed your children every single day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner is not food. And this is the reason why children today are in their teens. People are in their teens and they're arthritic. Grand Chief Cujo mentioned that there used to be a time when, diabetes was like, what is that? Like, you got that? I mean, that was like a major thing, because very few people had that. And it's the same thing like homosexuality. It's like there was a time when, that was like, what? Like it was an uncommon thing. Now it's common. So, and I'm not trying to spread hate or anything like that. I'm just stating a fact. So, I wanted to share that, asthma, lung scarring, strokes, high blood pressure, and cancer, those are some of the top 10 ailments that affect Moors. I'm under the belief and that, this is caused by chemicals and food, or what is called food. This is not things that you inherit. That's nonsense. And so, because you're eating the same things that your mother was eating or your grandmother was eating, that's called soul food. That has nothing to do with your soul. It's slave food. Anyway, the video's on YouTube, and I'm looking forward to completing the series. And then the other thing I just wanted to quickly mention that I found was two things. Once I put up this video, there was this troll, an individual that wanted to make a comment on, had nothing to do with the content of the video, other than the fact that I referred to myself as a Moor. And so these individuals are pathetic, so I choose to generally, like, if I'm going to deal with them, I'll just address them one time, because they'll twist your words. They'll, when they reply to you, and it's something that I've noticed for a long time watching YouTube videos. If you have all your facts in line, it doesn't matter with them, because what they'll do is they'll take items from your comment, and then they'll add things to it and take away things from it, and then add pieces of truth in there, and then they'll make their reply. And so one of the things that I've noticed, that it's a new tactic that these YouTubers, these either they refer to themselves as Moors, like the who pushing this concept of the United States Republic and the nation state of the United States Republic, and that is the only true manner in which Moors can attain their nationality, as if bloodline has nothing to do with it. So these individuals they're using a tactic, and it's something that I've noticed, and the tactic that they're using is they're coming off is that they try to come off as scholarly energy and things of that nature. Not that anything is wrong with that in and of itself, that they just hide their, true intent, because they're usually always selling something, at a very high rate of exchange, or, an unusually high cost using fiat. So I just wanted to say that, buyer beware, Moors beware. People, be very, very careful of who you make comments to on YouTube or any social media platform, because if you give them your energy, you'll end up wasting a lot of time, because a lot of these people don't read and they don't do research, because they're not going to state anything other than something that they heard, and they're not going to write any books, and they're not going to generate any videos worth a damn, So be very, very careful who you spend your time and energy going back and forth in a chat session with via some social media platform. So I just wanted to share those things, and I yield the floor. Islam.
Yeah, and just for the record, too, to save all the arguments, like when you see those trolls, like you can simply just remove the comment off your page. And never, you know what I mean? Like, in this story, they don't even exist, you feel me, on your page. Like, you can do that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, because I seen when I posted a video a couple months ago, and I seen this troll wave trying to come on, and I'm like, I'm not arguing with y'all. Remove your comment, you feel me? And I'm not going to let your negative comment sit on this page either, you feel me, for anybody else to go and do stuff. And it's not even because they were saying something I didn't like. It was just, it's too disrespectful, you know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So there is a campaign out there who get off by just making negative comments about Moors. Like, they'll say something stupid just because it's Moors. You know what I mean? And you be like, I'm not arguing with you. Man, come on, get off my page. Like, you can do that and save yourself a headache, or you can address it once and leave it at that. But, yeah, that's just how I'm on. I'm not arguing with these people because they don't have, they don't come out. They're not in any more venues. Like, I don't know. This is what I'm saying with a lot of people on YouTube. I don't know what their mentality is. I guess they, like, solely attached just off of or got introduced to just through the internet, which is nothing wrong. But it's like people who be trying to diss, RVBey and things of this nature, or downplaying Moors altogether, who live in the allodial mindset, if you will. Like, these people never sat in a through a Roz class, through an Annie E class, through a Taj class. You know what I mean? Like, I remember literally being taught all hours of the day about nationality. We in pizza shops, just going in back then, way back then. You know what I mean? And just being around that all day as a youth, I'm like, I can't relate. I can't connect with what these people are saying. You know what I mean? And it's not like, it's not with rebuttals for it. It's just like it's some sick people. And it just makes it even worse when they say they're repping Noble Drelly, because we already did the knowledge. He was telling you, you know what I mean, that enforcing the Constitution, you're not subjects. You are not slaves. This is what he was saying in a nutshell. And can't just paraphrase everything he said, but he was waking Moors up to the fact that we are our own nation. We are not the pale-skinned nations of Europe. That was made clear in his text. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean we, quote-unquote, hate them. It's just we know we're different, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Stop. Don't want, like, you know what I mean? Be yourselves. So it's like getting all of that information young and looking these programs dead in the face and them having to admit truths. You know what I'm saying? For me, I just don't see it the same in people who, I don't know, there's some people who are going through mental breakdowns right now. From what I've seen, like we're talking about the links, bro, because this is crazy, bro. Like, I mean, I know that it was confusion because, I mean, like, USA is a corporation. I don't know how many times that has to be stressed. And we are natural people, so we cannot be inferior to that. That's nothing hateful. That's just the truth. You know what I mean? That is the truth. So when I hear Moore saying that they're the president of the USA, it doesn't resonate with me. You know what I mean? Like, if that's where you at in your world, that's where it is. Like, I don't know how that works. But for me, we was never supposed to be subject or up under that, period. Like, from what I understand, you know what I mean? We are not subjects of USA, let alone presidents. We're Aboriginal indigenous people. And people always knew that the original people of this land were not under the same, quote, government as the United States. And not that we're, quote, unquote, tribal governments, but when we found out that, oh, shit, this is why we don't see any of them, because they're us. You know what I mean? We are the original people. We was never under their jurisdiction. Where did that come from? You know what I mean? Who gave you that mentality? And how do you find it in yourself to spread that in the name of Noble Drew Ali, when that man's message was totally contrary to that? You know, and he wasn't no, quote, unquote, sovereign citizen. He was telling you about American citizenship. He was telling you why the 14th Amendment was not necessary for the salvation of the people and the citizens. So, I mean, like, he left all the keys right there. When he said this 14th and 15th, the application of the 14th and 15th Amendment is not necessary for the salvation of my people. Like, and you read the 14th Amendment, the first thing it's talking about is those born in the United States are subject to the jurisdiction thereof, are citizens of the United States and the state wherein they reside. So when they're talking about a quote-unquote state citizenship, it's trickery. It's the duality of the 14th Amendment. You know what I'm saying? Which he already told you wasn't necessary. Make that because you're talking about your citizenship, which is why they ask you or why they claim that you did something within the territory of the United States. But it's all territorial jurisdiction claims. They're playing games, word magic, parlor magic. All right? So we're not fooled by that no more. We've been had those blinders off. And if you still got to wonder why today that application is not necessary, it just simply means you didn't do your studies. That's all that means. Because when you look up the word person, and it goes into the fact that you got natural people and artificial persons, which was created at the, not when your mother birthed you, but when they misrepresented it on the birth certificate instrument. That's what that was, you know. That's what that was. So that was the documentation, which was void ab initio, to put you in an artificial or dual existence of being a quote-unquote subject of the United States in the state wherein they reside. We don't need state citizenship. So when they start talking like that, I already know that that's the sellout. Already know that that's the sellout in that regards, because this is everything. This is contrary to everything Noble Drew Ali left. Forget this in RVBey. Not forget it, but I'm just saying, if you're saying this in RVBey because the position is exactly what Noble Drew Ali said, but you claim that you repping Noble Drew Ali, you make me sick. I can't, bro. Like, the vibration is too low. And that's not to say I'm on a high horse exalted, but it's like, how many times we got to tell you 1 + 1 is 2? So my thing is, you know, as students, you know, they say that the teacher appears when the student is ready. So meaning you have to study first before you teach anything. And as a student, in becoming, as you're a student and you keep studying and you become competent or qualified to teach, that's when the teacher appears. But as a teacher, you also want to expand your studies. So you never get to a point that you feel as though you know it all, because for me this year, a lot of my answers haven't even been coming from books. I've been pulling answers inside of self. Actually, for a little while now, it started. I had my nemesis when speaking the life or death when my grandpa passed, and may he rest in peace. That's coming up on 2 years, and there were so many revelations that I would never be able to get from a book, and that's not disrespecting the book at all. But what I'm saying is, after you went through your hermit phases, your eyes are open and your mind is open in a different light. You're able to receive and see things different than what you did before you started reading the books. The books are there to prepare you to realize what you're seeing when you step out in the world, or when things come across you, or civil matters, or law of nature matters, birthright matters. They're there for that. They're there to prepare you for your experience. So when you step out, you're able to see these things a certain way. So studying paid off in a degree, and it's nonstop, but it's also observation. Because when you're talking science, you got the science of observation too, and application. So now you observe what you study, you intake that, and you apply that in the real in the real world in real time. You know what I mean? And live that. Like we was talking, was to the point where a lot of us, I know me, I could, I'll never forget my experiences. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget those. And how it makes us who we are as we travel through life, you know what I mean? This sojourn, to learn our lessons, and leave our message, and contribute what you can, the best you can, to whatever your legacy is. And whether that legacy is passed down, if it's naturally your birthright, being yourself, just doing what you do, right? Because you were made up and sent here on a mission. And our mission was not to be subject again, I mean, I feel that way, or not to actually bully or accept that, like to be like, oh yeah, well, Noble Drew Ali laid all this information out, but such and such got murdered, Philando Castile got murdered, so now we're not going to claim our nationality. This stupid stuff, like it's just crazy, bro. It's just crazy, And same thing with covering gangs, all of this stuff, man. It's like, I don't know. This is agent ops, bro. There's a lot of agent ops. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what it is. So when I see things like I said, Moors claiming to be king of the Moors, it's like, yo, I'm not mad at that. You're supposed to feel elevated. You're supposed to feel like you nobility. You are. You know what I mean? We all come from a noble lineage. You know what I'm saying? But like, who's your subjects? You know what I mean? Like, who? You know what I mean? How did everybody agree? Like, I mean, of some Moors, maybe they've accepted that, monarchy or whatever you're doing. Autonomy is autonomy. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But I'm just saying that certain things where it's just people just go on rants and raves for attention, bro. You know what I mean? Like when we post videos and things on the internet and we do these blogs, it's to teach and pay respect and contribute to uplifting fallen humanity. We're not trying to, brag about just non-relevant things. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we're here for. So, we go anywhere, do whatever and all of that, but that's not what it's about. We're not getting on YouTube to be like, yo, we're the kings and we're the queens. That goes back to even knowing our true statuses and different things, So you had nobility, you had emperors, empresses. I know sisters, you try to call them queen, they're like, nah, I'm an empress off top. You know what I mean? However they feel. So, I mean, different titles, people get caught up in trying to live up to them. You know what I mean? When all you got to do is be yourself, and the people going to declare who and what you are, regardless, you know. And then there's always going to be people who don't like you, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Some of them might be closer than you think, you know what I mean? Like Farrakhan was saying in the Save Them piece, you feel me? Like there might be people who are against your legitimate aspirations, like legitimate aspirations for people to want to be free, to move in autonomy on their land, you know what I mean, with their political authority, because they talk about this nationality as if there's no political status that goes with it, you know what I mean? And yeah, there's challenges. Okay, we know the history. Why is there challenges? Because the Moors was overthrown by the Spaniards, the Romans, etc., the Pilgrims, the Englishmen, etc. So you see remnants of that discourse when basically they tried to the positions of power switched off when they so-called conquered the Moors or expelled the Moors out of Al-Andalus, 1492. Never forget that same year they came over to the Americas, meaning the empire was connected. It's a connection to this side of the empire. It was already here, and, you know, not acquiescing to the programs, the oppression, socially engineered designs that they have set in place for our people, and our people are perpetuating through ignorance. You know, I'm glad I was just prepped early not to have to believe that shit. You feel me? Like I would never, you know what I mean? That could never reach me on the level where I'm watching it and believing it. Like, you know what I mean? As far as those who are dissing. And like I said, man, 20 seconds in, I had to turn it off. I'm like, come on, fam. You know what I mean? You would have been better off saying you was a Grand Chief of the Moor Science Temple of America. And deeping it at that, you feel me? Like, no, real talk, because we talking about the people, and you know what I'm saying? This is the free way to do it. Like, come on, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, be for real. It is what it is. I'm not mad. I'm just saying that, yo, if people are falling for that, this is the saddening part to me, because where was y'all at? Like, how did you miss the message? Like, how did you miss the message? I don't know. The body of work that has been put out by RVBey publications, and literally being able to be around them, like, and this is no braggadocio, but I could flash back to 05, 06, 07. I was there when the news reporter came and interviewed Nature. We was right there in the room with that case. You know what I'm saying? Where him and Taj went through the situation. When the news reporter came to interview them, we was there, fam. So what I'm saying is that what I've been able to learn on my path came directly from these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want to say these people that as if we're somebody else, but I was able to sit at the feet and learn, and I will never forget that, because that was a part of my path and journey. I can never abandon that fact. You feel me? Regardless of, you know, what it is today, I know how it influenced me and how it woke me up. And that awakening that I had, or everything that I've been through is a part of that. So when I hear shit like this, I just can't, it don't hit, bro. It just don't connect. And, you know, I just say Moorish, look, from the MHHS Blog Talk catalog, RVBey publications, Canaanland Moors YouTube page, MHHS Facebook, Moorish National Public Records, Mantis Views 29, Bakari Battle Bay. You just you got the health piece up today. You know what I mean? There's more than enough information out there to you know, separate the truth from the falsehood. Even we went to the so-called African American Museum, and they was telling you the truth in there if you had your eyes wide open, and more truth than they telling in these so-called temples, bruh. Like, this is sick. This is sick. So my thing is, I hope that everybody finds the truth and it resonates with them on a level where they can be operative with it for their own salvation, for their own good, and for the greater good of everybody. You know what I mean? Because anytime anybody start talking that United States and state citizen, yo, know that they're playing games with your status. How you going to correct your status to an artifice? You're still in an artificial jurisdiction, fam. So, you know, that's people playing with people's birthrights. You know, we don't participate in that. We on a de jure aspect and the allodial aspect of law. You know what I mean? It's been written in law. You can check it out in the Bouvier's Law Dictionary when it talks about rights and the absolute rights and the rights of the people. The people have the right to communion in speech, writing, and excuse me, it was something else. Speech, writing, and something else. But in short, what it's saying is that as a people, we have the right to say the same thing. So when people are doing their proclamations and sending them, you know what I mean, to Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs and things like that, that's all constitutional. Ain't nobody doing nothing but constitution. And this is another thing. When these dudes is talking about they've established new governments and trying to bring you directly back into state citizenship, and they claiming that they're the president, you got to ask who are not just the teachers who taught you, you know what I mean, the teachers who could vouch for you for over 10 years, but where's the Libra women at in your society? You have to ask that, because we're talking about being Moors and Moorish science. You already know that you got to deal with justice in the scales. So if you're really talking like that, somewhere in the midst there should be some Libra women in the function. And if that's not happening, not dealing with the science. You feel what I'm saying? And
yeah,
you know, that is what it is. Not that every other zodiac sign is incompetent, but if you're really talking about, you know, Moorish affairs on the justice level, on the civics level, or on a constitutional level, and administration of that, it would be wise for Libras to be on that. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying that based off the science that our ancestors left. That's not saying it for no other reason. Like, yeah, I know Libras, but that's just what it is, regardless. You feel me? So, like, how are they moving? Have they considered that? You know what I mean? And if they didn't, I'm not mad, but it's something to consider whenever you're talking functions like that. And that's real talk, fam. One way or another, there's going to be justice involved in that dealing. Karmic, dharmic, constitutional, whatever you want it, however you want it, that's the energy. So me personally, I don't know where these dudes be coming from with that. You feel me? And I don't really have no divine faith in that shit. You feel me? Because it just don't add up. So, you know, and that's no slight to anybody who's not a Libra or anything like that. I'm just saying, if they're serious enough, and how can you even take that serious when somebody's saying they're the president of the United States? And Donald Trump is going through it right now. You feel me? It's just crazy. So, you know what I mean? Like, to want to, like, where are your aspirations coming from? Like, to want to be that. And this is not, and this could be anybody. It's not a quote unquote. This, I'm just saying the real analysis. We just talking the real analysis of the situation. Where did the aspiration come from to want to be that? You feel me? Like, president, not even Sultan. We're talking Moorish, so-called Moorish saying you need to be a part of the United States, AR, whatever, right? But real talk, that's not even Moorish, fam. Like, that's not even inspiring nothing Moorish, whereas it would at least be like, I would respect the brother, even if he said he was a sultan. You know what I mean? We'd be like, all right, cool. We know some of our people need meds. It's like when we saw a dude say he was Noble New Ali. We like, okay, he might have medication. It's stuff, but nonetheless, I feel you, bro. I feel you. But you don't, yeah, like, how can you take that serious, though? You feel me? Like,
right.
Is it something, like, if you take that serious, it got to be something wrong with you. Like, you feel me? But it's hilarious at the same time. So it's like, yo, I don't know where people be getting caught up with that, bro. But, you know, not for nothing, man. It's like, I just hope that people who are just now learning about their nationality and birthrights and things like that, their heritage, history, etc., like, all I could say is, man, please just, you know, study. RVBey Publications is there for you. There's references there. There's just so much information out altogether, whereas you don't have to be fooled by somebody putting on a costume and saying that there are more and discouraging you from everything that has to do with freedom, including the principles, you feel me? Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. They're not dealing with none of that. You know what I mean? So these are aspiring YouTube stars, and it's good to put out information through the wave. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that I don't know how to take that type of stuff serious, bro. Like, I can't believe people think like that. You feel me? Still today. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? We here, we Moors, impropria personas sub juris, you already know that. So I just hope that, you know, the new wave doesn't get lost, and it's good at the same time to see Moors waking up randomly as well. Going back to that video clip Joe played earlier. But yo, damn, I've been on the rant for a minute, pardon me, y'all. We still have one more caller and about 18 minutes left, 17 minutes left. So yeah, Brother Bakari, like I said, man, big thanks for your call. You don't have to argue with the trolls on your page. You could just remove their comments if you want and save yourself some creative energy and things like that if you want. You feel me? Or you could go scimitar on them and go in. You feel me? Either way. I'm just saying, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Islam. Cool Joe. We got one more caller left, bro. You want to say anything before we ride this out?
No, yo, we can ride out. You can send that last one.
All right, cool. So, let's see. Yo, Brother Bakari, thank you for calling in again. We appreciate you. Caller 443-376. You're live on the air. You with us?
Peaceful greetings, family. I am Hassan Ghazi Obey at Northwestern Maximum. How's my family?
We good over here,
bro.
Well, peace, much.
Indeed. I just wanted to just comment on on basically what it seems like what people going through. Like I was checking the charts, right, and just checking where the transits are at, right, and we just had some major like transitions dealing with like Saturn's in Capricorn currently according to the tropic astrology. So you done had Mars transited, you done had the Sun transited, Mercury, and now currently the Moon's transiting it. So you done dealt with a lot of people's containment, and with Mars their action and projection, with the Sun their ego and their personality, so to speak. With when you're dealing with that Mercury energy, you're dealing with their communication and their travels. And now with this moon, it's like their emotions is opposite the transformation. And some people are actually embracing, the transformation of coming into the truth about their nationality and birthrights, and others are kind of like going through convulsions during this exorcism and baptism, and it is happening on a mundane level, analyzing other fellow astrologers that I keep in contact with as well, share the same perspective with the aspects that are at hand on a mundane level. So it has me kind of looking at it at some people, like if you open up the beginning of CMB's work, and I'll paraphrase it though, but in the beginning of the circle of life, it's like when you're unaware of the planets and their transits and the aspects that they make to each other, you're dealing with some untold negativities, I'll say, paraphrasing, where it's different when you're aware of it. It's just like if somebody was, a lumberjack and they was chopping down a tree and yelled timber, then you would move out of the way. And I'm just thinking that some people are not moving out of their own way. And that's was really occurring, and I think people are resorting to the emotional pressure relief or release of things before actually taking the prudent route of actually, studying self and seeing why they're feeling. Because I'm pretty sure these people got to feel a certain way before they go and act, because, the principle of as above, so below in correspondence, and that also dealing with communication of the mind to the body, one has got to think and feel before they actually go and move and do. So I think if people really made it as important as wanting to, I guess be seen or seem like they're being a fundamental speaker or personality or something like that. And I'm saying it in the sense of, love for uplifting fallen humanity, whereas if we analyze these things about self first, maybe we will actually, say what is beneficial for everyone and not just ourselves and our agendas or maybe even trying to be the ones, so to speak. So I just kind of wanted to add that to what was being spoken about as far as whoever is calling themselves a king of anything, when I think what's really missing a lot of times is the people are missing that, when reading the Constitution, the first thing that should be presiding over anybody is the mind over oneself, and when we're running through our mind, what Prophet Noble Drew Ali has brought in his literature, as well as when we're talking about enforcing the Constitution, strengthening the Constitution would be you strengthening your own withstanding state first before trying to propagate something exoterically, before actually taking an esoteric view, glance, or deep scrutinization of self. So I guess at the end of the day, what I'm really saying is I'm not taking up for any incompetence, and I'm not excusing it, as much as I'm saying I think it would be less if people really were scholars and really study themselves first before just trying to make a name for themselves and power struggling within themselves, and for the sake of gaining fame. And with that, beloveds, I yield the floor. Islam.
Absolutely. There it is. So there you have it. Bro, you want to say any closeouts before we close out? Like any last words you want to get off, bro? I mean, definitely I want to say, I hope this solstice be great for everybody. And it's good to have you back, Brother Cool Joe. You know what I mean? We appreciate you telling your experience tonight, man. You was painting the picture, man. I feel like I could just jump to an island right now, bro, and skip off. But highly appreciate you sharing your experience tonight. And again, definitely rest in peace or power to the artist Prodigy, my feet, and I yield the floor, bro. Islam. Cool Joe, you still there, bro? All right.
Yeah, Moor. I was on mute.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we put in a lot of work, you know what I mean, and studying and being who we are is something we haven't done for so long that sometimes we have to back a little bit. But recognize that in stepping back or stepping, away from whatever your focus is only going to get you more focused. You know what I mean? So it's never really stoppage of, what you would normally do. It's just in a different atmosphere, so the frequency is different. So don't be afraid to, extend outside of your immediate jurisdiction, especially if you haven't in a long time. Like if you haven't left the block or whatever in 5, 6, whatever years, and even just gone to the next jurisdiction over. You know what I mean? Go from one end to the other end on a bus or something like that, just to see a mountain or something. Try doing that. You know what I mean? It's very inspiring. So I just want to say Islam to all the Moors. Give thanks for all the, get back safe energy and all that. Made it back. So we'll be back up next week, Tuesday, on the Ustream. And this Sunday we don't have class because we're going to be vending at some Afro-Caribbean stuff. So we're going to be getting that working this weekend. So Islam to all the Moors, Islam to you, Miz, and the whole MHHS fam, RVBey publications, you already know. Islam.
Islam. And all right. That being said, we'll spin your track again. And we'll be back Tuesday. The Ustream, and as well, MHHS Principles of Nationality in Action at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on MHHS Blog Talk Radio. And with that, we're going to close out in correlation with what we were speaking about with the Prodigy Black Devil piece. And I trust everybody have a very good summer solstice. And enjoy yourselves. Be safe. Move forward with greatness. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
All right. One.
Bumpy Johnson. You still have the light in your eyes, eh? Praise God.
The original evil bastard, cutthroat warmonger, backstabber, betray your own mother. You double tongue, double talk, cause you two-faced it. You 666 with a hiss like Satan. No good snake, you only speak lies. Slime bucket, scum of the universe, your eyes reveal that you had no soul and expose your true colors. I see you from 3 million miles away. You use a sneaky motherfucker, but you can't fool me. You not my bro, you not my sis. The devil doesn't have a skin color or complexion, so you not my brother, you not my sister. Yeah, your skin might be brown, but I know that you down with about 2 billion demons. Listen, stay the fuck away from me or get killed for treason against the Most High. You might got these other people scared of you, but that shit don't fly. Over here, we laugh at you, but it's not a joke. Cause people need to know about the Black Devil. Yeah, the real outcast. Your time is up, it's not the end of the world, it's the age of Aquarius. You's a deceiver, you got the whole world confused in a daze like some rats in the maze. You's a shapeshifter, I don't care if you the Pope, the President or Prime Minister. King, queen, prince or princess. You just frontin' for the public and you frontin' for the press. But behind closed doors, what really goes on is ritualistic. Care cannibalistic, sadistic, masochistic, some real sick shit. The most wicked there is that ever lived. Under the sun, the infamous daywalker. The movie Blade's just metaphorical. Yes, the greatest trick that the devil ever pulled is convincing the world the devil don't exist. People have no clue. They looking for a red man with a pitchfork, but that's just not true. Some say it's the white man, but yo, I'm here to let you know if you ain't know about the black devil. Yeah, yo, peace, God. Today's mathematics, God. Yeah, science, man. Knowledge, equality of all people. Even though physically we not all equal. Erase the racism. The only thing I see when I look at a person is good or evil. But the black man is God. Yeah, that shit sound good, but that shit don't apply when you try and get a job. This is real world music, reality rap. We spend too many years on that fantasy crap. It's time we deal with the facts. And the fact is, you're not better than somebody cause the color of your skin. After 3 years in prison, and a white boy showed me more love than any of my so-called niggas. So you can go and boot your doctrine. The only thing that matters is you negative or positive, and you could go to hell even where I'm sure you'll be fine with the rest of your kind. People are so blind, so deaf, so dumb, which proves you won the battle, but the war not done. You might got these other people fooled, but you can't fool we, cause we know that you a black devil. What up, guys? Same old shit. Take a little spin, done. Word up. Yeah. Open my wings to a new day, spread my lungs, get laced, jump in the whip, stash the guns, twist the key, shifted the deed and sleep. Before anything, get the daily dose of choke. We got the benzo, flooded with smoke, on the float. My eyes burning from the dope, killing my throat. Lean my feet back a taste, lumbar support. On the belt, doing 90 or more, debating on the latest rhyme wars. Where units don't count, but your rap pay add up to large amounts. Get my thrills putting other niggas' skills to sleep. Catch chills off of infamous beats. Swing the trees doing one hand Uis. Blowing on the ooey, cause we can't have the medicine canoeing. They go the boys to the right, no days or nights like that. Ayo, son, hold that down, they turn it around. Dirty as fuck, thugs, drugs, and guns. D's and fatigues, TNT hopping out of MPVs. Surprise all the fuck out of me. Got rubber Glocks pointed at me. Ayo, twin,
they had
what
us
the fuck?
laid down on the ground, holding us down. With gas tubes, back our heads was going down. It wasn't us that held up that bitch you got with the proof, man. Let me speak to my attorney. I know the routine, don't try to throw me. I been getting knocked since 12 and my mom tried to scold me, but all I told me, they getting more shit, yo P.
What up?
You my code D, we both get knocked. What you did with the half a tree?
Right in my sock.
Y'all hope these fucking dicks won't find a stash box, and you know I get down. Y'all I'm ready to bounce through the 100-yard dash and tear ass. If my upper half was alive, we would've got killed. Cause some would've went for their guns and got ill. Plus I got cracked on me. They found the cracks on me. Looked at them and gave them back to me. I could've swore they was taking us in. Then the lady in the car said that's not them. Checked us up. Told me I could keep the drugs. They didn't give a fuck. They was only looking for guns. And you don't gotta tell us twice. We hopped in the car and split off. On our way uptown.